3 Pelt Collectors. It's a heck of a start.
Yeah. So Pelt Collector, we'll get that one on screen. It kind of has Evolve, and it's like a souped-up version of it. This is...
Yeah. Here's a significant miss, though. No turn 3 play for Snider.
Can't swing through that Thorn Lieutenant.
Could be rolling into some Nullhide Feroxes, though, and then things start to look good again.
Saproling Migration from Todd Stevens, making 2 1/1s. His deck very different. He has 4 ofs of Saproling Migration and of History of Benalia. And for Snider, just a land where I still can't evolve those Pelt Collectors at all.
I think we missed an update on some heavy mulliganing here. I think Snider just has 1 card left over in hand.
Yeah, he was on a mull to 5. You're absolutely right. And that would explain the hand. Triple Pelt Collector on a mull to 5 seems just fine, but I don't know if it's going to keep pace with Shalai plus this board of tokens.
Yeah, the base of this hand was great, but it needed some pretty specific stuff to come off the top.
I think there's still a chance. So we see Merfolk Branchwalker going to evolve all of the Pelt Collectors. If the last card is Galta, I think we're still okay.
Yeah, Galta would be huge.
Right? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He could have cast it that turn. Now it makes you think he doesn't have Galta. He doesn't have Galta.
Probably wasn't Galta then.
Yeah. if his play that turn was Branchwalker Galta, I think we'd have a game.
Yeah. The things are getting a little bit worse all the time. Even if Stevens just gets up to 6 mana and starts activating the Shalai,
yeah,
can keep up with this stuff.
And it looks like we have some convoking to do. Ooh, is this going to be a big... This is a big March of the Multitudes.
6 lifelink tokens entering the fray.
I'm going to grab a square off that one. This is huge. With such a board in play, and Todd's doing this because next turn, 1 Shalai activation on this is, I don't know, that's... Ooh.
Oh, my.
Oh, 5 of them are going to convoke out an elephant, a venerated Loxodon. That's really good.
You don't say.
This is why we play cards like... This is why we play sweepers in our control deck.
Right.
Because this is unreasonable.
Yeah, and this is why there was so much pressure on Snider's side of things to have an extremely aggressive draw.
Once this happens, what's a green deck supposed to do?
Many Galtas.
Vivian Reed is the play, but he's just gotten outclassed.
Right. These Pelt Collectors just the same size as the lifelink tokens on the other side of the battlefield. And there's more.
Well, here's Galta. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Galta's kind of the bare minimum he needs to add on top of this.
Yeah, well, if Todd has an untapped land here, we're just... I don't want to... I mean, we're done? Like, this is... We have 11 creatures in play, so I kind of like that Shalai ability here. Oh, there's the 6th land.
That would be a reasonable return on his investment?
Yeah, 12,
is that what you're saying?
12 1/1 counters for 6 mana seems nice.
That's fine. That's fine. There's a rare in this set that draws you cards on top of that, so how good really even is that?
Yeah. Oh, camaraderie?
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the full like Todd. Oh yeah, just everything.
Yeah, whatever. This stuff's expendable, and it's going to win the game in 2 turns, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is...
Also, some trades in combat just makes it so Snider can't cast the Galta on the following turn if he gets enough of them.
This is... Oh, boy.
He's not even offering the trade on the smaller tokens plus Shalai activation.
No. You can't give him value.
Right. I'm not trying to make even trades. I'm winning.
Merfolk Branchwalker will jump in front of Thorn Lieutenant, but that's just going to get eaten when Todd taps 6 lands.
God, they're not even trades if they were to be happening. These are all made off of token makers.
Yeah. There's a Pelt Collector is going to step in front of a creature. Says, okay, those are my blocks. Oh, wait, maybe another one. I don't. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Todd saw the play. Here come the dice. We need 8 more dice. Hold on.
Yeah, the gameplay from here is largely a formality.
Yeah, Todd just... Did we run out of dice? No, we didn't. Ah, we got there. There are enough dice in the bag. Leave it to a green mirror to require us to have 16 dice.
Right. At least this game's quick. There have been some little slower, grindy green matchups that require dice in the past.
For people wondering just how many dice we keep on hand, the answer is at least 16. Maybe.
It's a lot.
It's about to be fewer as these ones all go away. The Merfolk Branchwalker dies, and okay, a pelt for Pelt Collector, but everything else is gone. Josh goes to 7.
It's a bingo square. That's a 3/3 Pelt Collector.
Ryan, that's game over.
Oh no.
Conclave Tribunal was just cast by tapping 4 untapped creatures. Wait, no, this is the stupidest square. Nick, I hate Nick.
Ha, that's exactly 3.
Why is it? What? That is the dumbest square. That is.
You're so bad at bingo.
You know, people are done with 2, and now with 4. Exactly 3. Because that was so necessary. It was overpowered at 3 or more.
Hey, man, it's a corner square. That's prime real estate.
Yeah,
you can't just give that away.
Yeah, okay, well, we're still going. That's great. I'm going to check off 5+ creatures attack. There we go.
Right, I'm going to
see, because we put a plus. It doesn't say 5 creatures attack. It says 5+ creatures attack, because that's reasonable.
I'm going to finally check out my square for watching Max McVitie. Max McVitie play. He's an invitational winner. Anyway, we got some sideboards to talk about, I suppose. On Josh Snider's side, he's going to need a little bit of help the way that played out. He has 3 Duress, 3 Death Gorge Scavenger, 2 Find Finality, 2 Assassin's Trophy, a Bounty of Might, a Sorcerer's Spyglass, a Vinemare, a Vivian Reed, it's another copy, and a Vraska Relic Seeker. The big thing I see here is going to be additional copies of Find Finality, because the way that Todd is winning games is just going extremely wide, making a bunch of tokens. If Snider can get in a position where he just controls some large creature, get some early pressure in, and then Stevens makes a bunch of tokens, Snider can just cast Finality, make his creature even larger, sweep up all the tokens, and then start coming across.
Yeah, -4/-4ing everything would have been one of the only ways that Josh could get out of that situation, and so that makes a ton of sense. How much removal do you want to go to on Josh's side? Do you want to play Assassin's Trophies? Do you care?
I think the spot removal is just horrendous. Stevens is casting Sapling Migration.
Yeah.
You can deal with specifically cards like Shalai. You probably expect Lyra Dawnbringer, so the chance you have to leave in some amount of this stuff, but I don't want to be heavy on it.
Now, on Todd Stevens' side, he has some spot removal and some sweepers, and I think it may be more justified for him to play spot removal. He has 3 Seal Away, 3 of his own Vivian Reeds, 2 Dawn of Hope, 2 Night of Autumn, 2 Cleansing Nova, the Lyra Dawnbringers, and a Settle the Wreckage. So we're looking at, 3 sweepers, 3 spot removal spells, and then some heavy hitters.
Yeah, and on Stevens' side, I don't think... I suppose you can just reach for the Cleansing Nova. You can start to take out cards in your deck that are a little bit lower in impact, things like maybe the Sapling Migration, and then you can just play your own sweepers and then lean on stuff like March of the Multitude as the game goes late. And then you can maybe use Vivian Reed to gas up that way, Seal Aways to slow down these Pelt Collectors, what have you, and then cast some Lyras to clean things up.
What I'm interested in Todd's deck is I think I want to cut cards like Sapling Migration or Legion's Landing, but if you cut too many of them, his deck stops working. So there's kind of this critical point where I don't know how much more he can sideboard. I think it'll be interesting to see where he draws that.
Right. I think the reason I'd be inclined to go heavier on sweepers is that Snider has not demonstrated the style of deck that looks to go long in any other capacity than casting creatures that attack and block. We've seen a Ghalta, seen a bunch of Pelt Collectors. This is the kind of deck that you cast a good sweeper effect and the game is just over.
So here in Season 2, there are still chances to get an Aaron Barrich token. This one seems to be in pretty high demand. Now they're starting to see decks like green-white pop up all over the place. It's a 1/1 white creature, and a lot of decks are making that right now. This, of course, was in honor of Steven, who got this one for winning the Season 1 Invitational at SCGCOL, winning that with Infect. But win for the Soldier token. This is right now being given away with all our open and classic entries, and you can get them in orders from StarCityGames.com.
Saw a couple tournaments, Aaron Barrich was wearing a different hat. Apparently he had misplaced that hat, the one that's featured on his token, which I don't know how that's even possible.
My hat's like...
You can see that
no.
hat from a mile away.
Yeah. I don't know. Your hats get angry. You have to, like... My hats have homes. You know, I got, like, a whole display thing for hats. You can't just lose them.
Right.
They go to their home, and then, you know, you have to, like, water guard them and dry clean them sometimes.
I would recommend that.
Other results in. Jody Keith is up a game. That's to the surprise of no one. Josh, though, did take game 1 of the Burn Mirror. And we go here for game 2. All right, so we see Merfolk Branchwalker, turn 2 from Josh. It's going to be just 3/2 as it explores a Llanowar Elves into the graveyard. Check card. Player explores a card into the graveyard.
Yeah, Merfolk Branchwalker and Jadelight Ranger. We don't see any Rangers in this deck, but that combination have been showing up in more copies with the rotation. Players have been trying more of that sort of thing.
And we will see Steel Leaf Champion in an attack for 3. Steel Leaf Champion, actually, in this matchup, Ryan, that second ability, which mattered pretty little in last standard, looks like it might matter a lot more if decks like Todd start showing up.
It's real good at attacking through small tokens. When we start getting to the Venerated Loxodon stage of the game, then the card becomes a lot less effective, but landing it early can be a real big difference maker.
A swing from Steel Leaf Champion, and I think interestingly here there was no swing from Merfolk Branchwalker. So to preserve power there, I was wondering if that means like Galta, or is there some other reason he would not want to make that trade?
Stevens is playing a deck with Convoke. It's possible he doesn't expect the block and he wants to just preserve his life total. I don't really know.
Okay.
The attack did seem good.
Well, Sister Benalia from Todd. However, Steel Leaf Champion continues that evasion ability to just be excellent on this board. Swings in. Todd's at 5. He needs a blocker next turn.
Yeah, if there was a Galta, he probably would have seen it there.
Another Knight from Todd. And then he can tap 3 creatures and convoke a Conclave Tribunal. Exactly 3. We can do it. No, if it's Shalai, you'll have to convoke with 4. That's too many. We can do it, Todd. It's very particular.
Shalai into that card is a pretty strong turn, though. Shalai Tribunal.
Oh, but then he goes to 1 on an attack. I guess 1's not 0, but...
He doesn't have anything that gains life just yet, which is a serious problem.
Yeah.
Hey, you might even just see him cast Tribunal with his 4 lands.
I like that play quite a bit. I mean, he can attack with the Knights if he wants. They have Vigilance. But yeah, Conclave Tribunal for full mana, takes care of Steel Leaf Champion. Blossoming Defense kind of gone from the format now. Feels like that card's been, well, I guess legal forever. It's when I see a play like that, and the first thing that's what my mind goes to is, the guy's going to have the Blossoming Defense.
Yeah, I was playing some standard games this week, and I had kind of that moment where I was like, your deck is just really bad against my kill spells now.
That's not, yeah. Here is Vinemare from Josh Snider.
That's the one you got to watch out for, though. Steven's deck is quite a bit better against this than a removal spell heavy deck.
The Saga of the History of Benalia finishes out, so those Knights are 4/3s this turn. Still would trade with Merfolk Branchwalker. They trade with Vinemare, though Todd's probably okay with that one.
Right. Probably interested in offering that trade just on the off chance that you get it.
And Todd actually just passes the turn entirely. With 5 mana up. Let's see what this could mean. Maybe March of the Multitudes?
Yeah, that's generally going to be the instant speed action in the deck. He does have 1 sideboard Settle the Wreckage. He's at 5, which is the one reason I could see that maybe being the case, even though it doesn't really seem great on this battlefield.
Llanowar Elves into Thorn Lieutenant for Josh. And he's just going to pass. And yeah, this is March of the Multitudes for Todd for 5. This deck looks great. Week 1 of Standard is always interesting because you get some decks that are real competitors and some decks that aren't. And This Celestia deck looks like it's the real deal.
Yeah, it has some powerful stuff going on. I'm really conflicted because I'm always sitting there thinking like, it feels so good to cast Golden Demise against this deck, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, even this thing, at least this thing's an instant.
Right.
Shalai is the play for Todd. I mean, you're right. I see this and I want to just, cast Fumigate or whatever. Like,
yeah, I see a green and or a white creature, and I'm thinking of what kill spell I want to use on it. That's really the only thing I can think about.
And again, Todd fully convokes a Venerated Luxodon with 5 lifelink tokens.
That is such a big deal in these creature mirrors.
It's really dumb. Yeah, just, he one attack and then suddenly he's at 100,000 life. However, I think we just ended the game.
This is a big one.
We're talking about a big one. We're talking about finality. Some finality. Yeah, that final indeed. -4/-4 to everything.
That is.
And the big Vine Mare.
Pretty nice.
Right out of the sideboard. Okay, yeah, I concur that it will be good in this matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, make this creature giant. Kill all your creatures in your Convoke deck.
Whew. Josh Snider evens it up.
Yeah, really important that finality does not target, because Vine Mare is hexproof from black. Is that? No, it just has regular hexproof.
Hexproof. It has.
I think it should have hexproof from black because I hate they made the mechanic and stopped using it. That's what it. That's what
they
it
did
is.
hexproof from a color, and then they realized, we just like the dumb one. Hold on, let's go back to the one that's just really annoying.
Give the kids what they want. Give them the hexproof.
Give them the full hexproof. I don't know. Have you played against Night Veil Predator yet? That's a fun card. You drafted against that one?
That one I've been less frustrated about that card than the rest of that cycle, honestly, in sealed deck.
Ooh,
but
okay.
It's still obnoxious.
It's really,
that cycle's really strong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. I like evasion, hexproof creatures of reasonable size.
Right. And it's
That's
Death
good.
Touch, too.
Oh, yeah.
In case your plan is a bigger creature.
In case you're planning to block it with a 1/4 reach in the set, you can't.
Yeah, the plan is to get exactly a 3/3 flyer, force them to engage in combat.
Oh, and then you just hope they don't have the combat trick.
Right.
Like, really, because you have one 3/3 flyer, and this is it.
That's the one thing I like about that card, is that it's double blue, double black, which makes it hard to combine tricks with it.
Yeah, at least the green deck can't play it.
If one of those colors was green or white, then I would just despise the card. That would just make it so much more frustrating.
So they will be setting up for game number 3. Other boards still in game number 2. Now, if you saw the pins we're wearing this week, they are the head of the class pins. They've been given away at game nights this month, but you can get them now in the StarCityGames.com creature collection. So not just the pins from winning and tokens from your store, but you can get them from the SCG store on playmats or sleeves. You can find that at StarCityGames.com/creature collection, as well as find some of our older, more popular creatures as well.
I think that Griffin is cheating on the Cheetah's test.
The Cheetah should be cheating.
You got to keep your eyes on your own paper, Griffin.
That goat, see, is eating the test.
I like that illustration quite a lot. I notice something new every time I look at it.
I wouldn't want to copy the cat's test. That's not the right. You're cheating off the wrong animal.
Are you saying that cats are not particularly intelligent?
No. They're like the B student. They're okay. Lanarelf and the Thorn Lieutenant. Oh, no, Steel Leaf Champion.
Do you want to cheat off like an elephant?
Yeah, I don't like some of the smarter, real smart creatures.
They never forget.
Yeah.
They go to class every day and they're going to get May.
Like the dolphin. Dolphins are real smart. I'd cheat off the dolphin.
I would believe that a dolphin didn't do the homework. You can be real smart and still manage to not learn anything is the problem.
Amara turn 2 from Todd. He attacks. And it looked like he had no play, but that was not the case. He has Seal Away, and will seal away the Steel Leaf Champion. Those have come in out of the board. 3 copies. Josh will place with another Steel Leaf Champion, however.
So that Seal Away buys some time for Stevens. He's going to start to set up to try to assemble a wide battlefield.
Amara will convoke out Conclave Tribunal.
And tapping Amara gets that lifelink soldier.
It's not that the cat's a bad student. It's that the cat's going to get distracted. It's going to like start the test, and then it's going to just start doing something else.
Okay, that's fair. Ooh, Tristani.
Okay. Tristani is the play here.
A little glorious anthem effect. Bring some tokens to the table. Steven's now up to 4 of those lifelink tokens.
Thrashing Brontodon from Josh with a mana up, he can get back either of those Steel Leaf champions. But, you know, it still feels, Ryan, like in these games, the players are doing the same thing, but Todd's just doing it better. His cards feel more powerful.
Right. Yeah, Snider's going to be trying to cheese another win with that fine finality there. Ooh, and there's a Galta. Galta is a big deal. Depending on what Stevens has to follow up, though, he could have more copies of cards to exile it, or if his board just goes wide, to combine with this Tristani.
March of the Multitudes, oh my. So we have 6 lands, 6 creatures, so it's March for 9?
That's 18 power.
Because they all get +1/+1?
Yep.
Okay. But you do have Tristani, yeah, they're giving all creatures +1/+1. I mean, this is 100 million power for Todd, probably enough to just defeat the Galta in combat. Or
well, does he just have a lethal attack?
Yeah, wait, 9 creatures.
You have 4 blockers.
Yeah, they're all 2/2s.
Yeah, this is lethal.
You have 15 attackers, 4 blockers, 11 get through, and they're all 2/2s.
That's my understanding.
So that sounds like you're taking 22 damage.
That's too much. You can't take that much.
Yeah, you should try to take fewer than that.
Stevens has to pay mine to like an Assassin's Trophy on the Tristani.
Yeah.
I don't know how much mind he has to pay to that.
Yeah, this is... March of the Multitudes is great.
It's a powerful card.
And he will cast Conclave Tribunal to hit Galta. Just to make sure things are lethal.
More lethal.
Yeah, more lethal. I guess, yeah, you want to make sure you can beat Assassin's Trophy, I suppose. I mean, it sounds like you do. Here's an attack with 13 soldiers. He's going to leave the Tristani back, plus Amara. She'll make another lifelinker. So 14 attackers. He left back the Tristani.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's not part of the lethal attack, but...
And there is an Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah, whether you attack with it or not, it doesn't really make a difference. This is the thing that you have to be concerned about. But he still just comes across for a lot of damage here. Still has a ton of tokens going into the next turn.
Yeah, 13 get in. So Josh will still go to 4, and Todd will go to 34.
And the thing about that Assassin's Trophy, it means that Snider doesn't just have a mana laying around anymore to use the Brontodon to free up the Galta from under the Tribunal. So he's just kind of untapping with this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, with Todd gaining 14, I guess he can wait a turn on that. But we're still looking for that finality again, right? If he doesn't have one, I don't know if we care.
Right, land finality is really about all he can do from this spot.
Wait, he doesn't have the land.
Oh.
He had it.
Yikes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was closer than it might have looked, but yeah, he missed on the land and couldn't convert the finality.
You know, so Todd Stevens going to get this one 2-1. It's a matchup, correct me if I'm wrong here, it seems like a runaway for Todd except for the card finality, which is the only thing Josh had going. Now, it's a great thing to have going.
Right. I would argue that Snider also has a texture of game that's similar to Game 1, where instead of mulliganing to 5, he casts 3 Pelt Collectors and actually curves out. I think he can win games like that as well.
Well, Todd winning that one in 3 as Josh Pugh wins the Burn Mirror means it comes down to Jody Keith and Evan Gaskins. Evan was hoping to avoid this situation.
This game doesn't look close. I was looking at a lot of material on Jody Keith's side.
For those guys who don't know this matchup, have you ever tried playing, this is like Jeskai v Tron in Modern, but even worse.
Except against the land that's banned in Modern.
Yeah, it's just like a swingier version of that matchup.
Jody Keith has 3 lands and he controls an Ugin.
Yeah. They each tap for 3. Kolaghan's Command. Blowing up Sphere of Resistance and dealing 2 to Ugin is where we start here. Ugin down to 3. Can Evan finish it off?
Trying to set up for a lightning bolt.
Yeah. Much like in the modern matchup, killing Ugin is good. It means Evan doesn't lose. However, every threat is just another speed bump. Jody's deck will just keep making more.
Right. So it looks like there was a miss on the lightning bolt there. Got to figure that Pithing Needle for Gaskins is on Expedition map, as Jody just has 2 uncracked maps.
I mean, I would imagine so. We'll go ahead and Ugin back up to 5, Evan down to 12. And this is just a hard fight for Grixis. Your threats, your answers don't answer these things.
I think that Gaskins really made his last-ditch effort with that Kolaghan's command. Not finding that lightning bolt there puts him just way behind this Ugin.
Unfortunately, I mean, the problem is Jody has another Ugin in hand that he isn't even playing yet.
I see.
I mean, I guess like you'll deal with them as they happen.
Funny setup here with the 2 maps against the Pithing Needle. Jody has a Ratchet Bomb on 1. He could destroy all of them. Right. It would free up a 3rd map if he were to produce one. It actually looks like you might have a 3rd in the graveyard already, so not a very meaningful exchange there.
Well, in the meantime, we'll just keep blessing the Ugin. Could do worse. Plays Mazavith.
And it doesn't take a terribly long time for Ugin to close the game just by plussing.
Yeah. Especially with another Ugin, Jody could play an 8-mana Lava Spike once he gets Evan down to 3.
Kind of play into Force of Will with that one.
Well, that's okay. If he forces it, then fine. It's countered.
You still have your other Ugin.
Yeah. All right. You Force of Willed my 8-mana Lava Spike. All right, your go.
It's hard for me to pass on ultimating Ugin. Anytime I read draw 7, like one-sided draw 7.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I love drawing cards.
They don't give you that too often.
Jody draws a forest here. I mean, there's not many cards in the Grixis control deck that answer from here, are there? I mean, how do you get an Ugin off the board?
You attack it with creatures that cost colored mana.
Yeah, all right. Here is Kozilek, the Great Distortion from Jody. That's another card that's totally beatable. I think its cast trigger means Jody draws 1,000,000 cards.
You draw until you have 7 cards in your hand.
Okay. And then Evan can counter it after Jody's drawn 5.
Correct.
That's cool. That's totally, yeah, he will. And the best part is he's going to Force a Will it.
You know, I totally believe that Gaskins needling the map was relevant, but you sure wish it was on the Ugin.
He's going to Surgical something. Surgical's away the Kozilek. I think that's the only one. Yeah, Jody has an Emrakul, another Emrakul, a Kozilek, and an Ulamog.
I don't really think there's anything you can Surgical Extraction that matters in a matchup like this. Maybe Expedition map. What my first check?
Post.
Well, my first check was, is he playing Wasteland?
Oh, okay, if you can waste.
Gaskins isn't playing Wasteland, so it's really tough to get a Cloud Post in the graveyard.
You can him to Turok one into the graveyard, Ryan.
I guess the matchup's bad enough where you'll win every 200 games. You'll get them with that one.
Hey, that 1 out of 200 just like doubled our win percentage.
We're up to 1%.
We did it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Jody will draw 5. After getting his spell countered. There's another Cloud Post. That seems pretty good. Ugin will shoot Evan to 6.
Yeah, whatever. What? How is this a game?
Next turn, Jody has 13 mana. Playing a tapped Cloud Post, he will ramp 3 more times. And that's the handshake. Jody Keith wins this one with Eldrazi Post. These Post decks don't have like any matchups in the 50% range. It's just, oof. They win big and they lose big.
They tend to be pretty lopsided.
And I do like it as a meta call from